What's up, guys? Brian Van Dyne here. March 17th at 6:45. Just thought I would do a update on the whole situation of the dump truck, the new dump truck. I'm sure you guys are going crazy. Like, when are we getting this dump truck and all that stuff? So, what's up, man? Let some people get in here before we get going. Before I give you guys the news. So, I've been talking with. One second, this thing's all. There we go. That's a little bit better. What's up, Chris? What's up, John? Thought I would do a video kind of updating where the situation is with the new dump truck. What's up, Mr. Harvey? There's some oil or something on this camera lens. There we go. That's better. What's up, Sheila? Yeah, we're doing good. I mean, we're kind of quarantined to our house right now. We haven't done anything for a few days. What's up, JNR Transport? The link you sent me, is that the one for the Mac? I did check that out. I did check it out. What was it? It was brand new Mac. It was super dump. That's actually the first one I've ever seen. Like, I can't believe that that's for sale too. So, I don't know. Family's doing good. Family's doing good. Grandpa's doing good. Grandma's doing good. They're at home, you know, and they're doing fine. They just put our country on shelter in place. Don't go Mac or Volvo. Yeah, it's all right. Now just there's a small reflection on my glasses now. What's up, Mac Daddy? Stay away from Mac or Volvo. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too big of a Mac / Volvo fan. John, you think the Mac is the only way to go? Over here, Corliss is a really big company, and they have only Macs, but they're like the older Macs. Like, they don't have a lot of new Macs, I don't think. So, I don't know how that's going. How the hell are you doing, Brian? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm not suffering at all from any viruses or nothing. New Macs are junk. Yeah. So, now that we got 17 people in here, I can kind of tell you guys where we're at. So, I've already put down the deposit on the Peterbilt, but we haven't bought it yet because we're still waiting to hear back from the financing. So, I called the guy, my contact at the dealership. I said, hey, you know, what's the good news? And he said, well, I haven't heard anything back from the financing yet, but I'll give him a call tomorrow and let you know. So, I'm starting to, you know, I've been talking with all my friends, and they're like, dude, things are going insane. Like, people are buying all the toilet paper. People are, you know, going nuts. And now I guess the governor just shut down all the bars and the, you know, and the restaurants. I guess you can only do takeout now, which, honestly, I think they're overreacting. You know, I don't know a single person with this virus, you know, and none of my friends do either. So it's like everybody's panicking over something that nobody even has. At least that's kind of how we feel. But, you know, I guess better to err on the safe side than, you know, have a serious problem, you know. There is a $1 trillion aid package going in front of the Senate tonight. Yeah, I mean, I hope that is there to help out small business owners like myself. Like, I haven't really noticed any slowdown, but I haven't worked in a week anyways because of winter, you know? So, I don't know if it's slowing anything down. All the guys I've talked to say nothing's slowing down in the dump truck world. So, what's your guys' thoughts? If you guys drive dump trucks, is it slowing down where you're at? And how has this virus thing affected you guys? Our kids are over there going crazy. I'm working in my dump truck too. Yeah, so you're not slowing down in Texas. I know Washington's a little different because I guess Washington, California, and New York are like the hardest hit so far, I guess, with this whole crap storm, you know. Retail is mostly the only thing slowing down. We've been paving steady. It seems like the retail was actually picking up. Like, everybody's buying everything. So, like, I don't know. I mean, I could see how, like, restaurants and stuff are closing down. Amazon is only shipping medicine and medical supplies. I heard they were going to switch. They were hiring 100,000 people. So, Andrew, looks like Spokane's still busy dump trucking. That's good. I don't do dump trucks, but I do local trucking in general in Washington State, and we haven't experienced any differences. That's good. That's good. They shut down construction in Boston. So why did they shut down the construction, Christian? Like, what was their excuse for that? Just food and teepee. Yeah, basically. So, I mean, things like when you go to the grocery store, how you see people react, and it starts making you wonder, like, should I be buying ammo right now? You know, that's a, you know, I mean, I'm not worried about anything going down, but a shelter in place order. What's that mean, Kyle? What's a shelter in place? I mean, I'm set. Like, we're already prepared, you know, so ammo is always the first thing. The people are more dangerous than the virus is. It's always like that. Yeah, I agree, Mac Daddy. I mean, the people, some of these people are just going nuts. Essential activity. Gotcha, Morgan. Yes, people are going to break homes to steal things in a crisis. Yeah. I mean, good luck breaking into my house. If my dog don't get you, I will. You know, at least that's the way I feel. I had a YouTube viewer come over the other day, and we were chit-chatting about, you know, dump truck stuff. Really cool guy. I was worried at first. I was like, because I haven't really, like, had, like, a subscriber or a viewer say, like, hey, I want to meet you, I want to talk, I want to learn all this stuff, you know, so I was kind of worried. I'm like, man, is this guy a freak, or is he going to be like one of those creeps, you know, that, you know, steals my socks or something? You know, I don't know, you always hear these kind of stories, you know, and I was like, man, I hope this guy's normal. And he was super cool about the whole thing, super cool guy, and, you know, we chit-chatted for probably about 3 hours, and it was fun. They closed the border to Canada and U.S. Only trucks with goods are allowed to cross. Nobody is allowed to travel between the borders. I thought Canada only closed the borders like from outside countries, not the Canada and U.S. border. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I think the U.S. and Canada border is still open. I'm in Washington, D.C. area. I've seen hundreds of National Guard trucks and 20 helicopters dropping leaflets. Yeah, you're right, Sheila. Long distance truckers. I'd be carrying a shotgun. I'd be carrying a gun. I mean, I always carry a gun in my truck, you know, but if I was definitely hauling, like, foods and stuff, I'd be carrying a gun because ain't nobody gonna rob me. Trust no one. Yeah. I know, but he's been bugging me for like a year or now. Like, hey man, I want to do a ride along with you, and I want to learn, And I just been kind of hesitant, because I'm like, I've never had anybody ask to do that, and I'm like, okay, the business owner inside of me is like, okay, is this guy thinking I'm super rich, so he wants to do a ride along and get hurt on my job site, so he can try and sue me or something? I'm thinking all these crazy liabilities, like, man, if he comes over and works on something with me and he gets hurt, then he's gonna try and sue me or something. Like, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be like the guy that's like, no, sorry man, I can't. I want to be open, to help people out. But I was worried. I was like, man, I hope this guy ain't a freak. Border is wide open. The media reports nonsense here. I agree, Mac Daddy. The media is reporting nonsense. Only home delivery in a few days. Creepy. Yeah, he turned out to be a cool guy, though, John. He was a cool guy. Government is going to give out $100,000 checks to families to stay home. Yeah, I mean, Kyle, like what I'm saying on social media is like, if you think Trump isn't your president, you can forward the checks to me. You know what I mean? Liability bond. Exactly why you shouldn't. People sue for everything nowadays. It's true. I mean, they really do. So I was worried about it, but I've been talking with the guy for over a year now on Facebook, and he didn't seem like super weird. The whole wanting to do the ride along thing kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, I've never had anybody just want to do a ride along. Like, you can watch my videos and see exactly what dump trucking is like. Like, what more do you want to know? Have you been working out there in Washington? JNR Transport. This winter, I have made more money this winter than I did the past 2 winters combined. Honey, can you go do something with the kids upstairs? They're like jumping on everything. Kids. I know, but like it's distracting a little bit. But the trucking side, I haven't done a lot of trucking per se, but I've been using my machines a lot. So, I mean, isn't Trump's stimulus checks socialism? Armo, no, not even close, because we paid that money in already. I mean, that's our tax dollars, Socialism is the government taking the money from the rich and distributing it to the poor, the ones that don't want to work for anything. At least that's my understanding. Hey Brian, I'm a young guy from the East Coast, Canada. Found your videos a while ago. Love the info, man. I will do something similar to yo someday, and you helped me out a lot. Thanks, brother. Yeah, man. No problem, SM. That ride along sketches me out. Just tell him to get his CDL and learn like the rest of us. I mean, it was sketching me out a little bit too. I'm like, you want to do a ride along? Like, I mean, he was like, I just want to know like the etiquettes, of like the CB and stuff. And I don't know. I just got a weird vibe. But when I met the guy, he was totally cool though. I mean, he was a totally cool guy. So, but I don't know. It felt weird, I'm like, why does somebody want to do a ride along with me? Like, I don't know. That just seems weird. I'm a Democrat, but this is not a time to be political. Protect your neighbor and do the right thing. Trump is my president. I'm going to support right now. My brother works for Schneider, and he is on dedicated run for Mission Tortillas. He is working like crazy. They can't keep up. Yeah, John. So they even lifted the 72-hour. They lifted the 72-hour or the 70-hour regulation. I heard. I haven't got my truck yet, Justin. I'm still waiting for them to do the financing thing. Like, I messaged the guy today. I'm like, hey, man, what's the news? Like, let me know. I need to get this truck soon. Like, I got people blowing my doors off, trying to get a job from me, you know. So I should hear something tomorrow, is what I should be hearing something. Open roads right now. HOS had been lifted 40% of the van and reefer freight. Yeah, I mean, that's freaking cool that Trump did that, I think that's awesome, you know. And man, if I was a driver, I'd be taking advantage of that, man. I'd be making some money, hauling some freight. Just remember, no is always quick. The longer it takes is better. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to look at it, Justin. Um, I'm I'm not really worried. Like, if they say no, then I mean, I can just go to my bank or something, or maybe I'll just save my money until this whole coronavirus thing blows over. Trump just knows how to get done. We wish we had him in Canada. Our PM is literally communist douchebag. Yeah, no news is good news. Yeah, I mean, I'm confident we're gonna get approved. Like, I have plenty of money. I have really good personal credit. I know that doesn't really count towards the commercial side of things, but they want my money. They want money, and the only way they're gonna get that is if they do a sale. So that's good advice. Definitely think you're right with that. Yeah, I mean, I can always hold on to the money, until the whole Corona thing blows over. There's always used trucks too. Nah, I'm not gonna get a used truck, Kyle. I've already gone through the scenarios, and I want to have no stress or very low stress when it comes to putting a driver in the truck. Like, I don't want to have to worry about, them complaining about anything. Like, they're getting a brand new truck. They can't complain about anything. If they do, then they're fired. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Harvey. Or Byron. I don't know how you pronounce your name, Byron or Brian. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, I'm excited because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the truck. It's just a matter of when. Yeah, 5-year-old truck isn't that bad, but I mean, I'm trying to get ahead of the maintenance schedule, the maintenance curve. I drive an 85 truck. It's got maybe 1 or 2 more years in it before the EPA says you can't use that 2-stroke anymore. And I want to be ahead of that game, you know what I mean? So, we're seeing where we're going to go. So Justin, if you're still on, how's the work in Ohio? Has the work slowed down at all, or is it still going good, or what? How's that? And you other guys that drive dump trucks, how's it going where you're at? This is the first time you guys are gonna see me without a VANDUYN trucking shirt on too. I should go change before I did this live stream. I'm hardly ever wearing a shirt that's not a VANDUYN dump trucking shirt. Like, I have almost no shirts besides those. Okay. Yep. EPA will have on highway put in the same boat as off highway equipment. All tier 1 engines will be taken off the road. It is still going on. We're supposed to officially start next week. I've had trucks out this week though. I am high on the list, so I usually get the first call. As long as you get in 2016 or 2017, you'll be ahead of the EPA game. Yeah, Kyle, I agree with that, but at the same time, a 2016 and a 2017, like those trucks, like they're still slightly in the new realm of the after treatment, so they have a lot of problems more than the newer ones. At least that's what I've heard. Business is ramping up in NC. That's good to hear. I mean, I've reached out to some of the guys that are my customers, and they're not really concerned. You know, I've asked them if their business is slowing down, and they said no. You know, so I don't know. I have to be optimistic, and I have to think that this is all gonna blow over in a month. You know what I mean? By summertime, it'll be old news, and the new news was we'll be buying 2 more trucks or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I want the news to be. You know. Justin, I just went back and was watching some of your videos of when you bought all those trucks. Man, that was insane, dude. Insane. Yeah, I'd like to get a Cummins, Kyle, but they don't have any at the dealerships. They're all gone. You have to order one of those, and I can't. I mean, I don't really want to wait. Now that this whole virus thing is coming on, like it might be better to just order one and wait. You know, what do you guys think about that? School closures in Oregon just got extended to April 28th. Yeah, thanks, Mac Daddy, for stopping in. Catch you later. You did make it work. What's up, Blake? You didn't really miss nothing. No news yet on the new dump truck. No news. Still waiting to hear from the dealership. They said they're gonna message me tomorrow. So I guess no news is good news, right? They didn't say no, so toilet paper might be a better return on your money. Sydney, I doubt that. I heard the guy that bought 18,000 bottles of hand sanitizer now is stuck with all those things and nobody wants to buy them from him. What's up, Ryan? No news yet on the new truck. Still waiting. Still waiting. Yeah, I know your thoughts, Blake. You're still buying yours. I'm still gonna buy it. You know, if they can get me approved for the financing, we're still buying. I mean, I have to think that this whole virus thing is gonna be over soon. Headlines are that Bay Area school out till fall. Holy cow. That's insane right there. You get your federal return tomorrow. Your tax return, John? Tomorrow I'm filing my taxes. We're going to do our tax thing tomorrow. Yeah, William, they are buying up all the ammo. But it's for a reason. I mean, you see all the people at the stores buying all the toilet paper and stuff? Shiny side up. Yep, you got that right, John. Who's watching the kids? Well, my wife is a stay-at-home mom, and she's also a hard worker, part-time home worker. She works from home. She watches the kids. What do I think about buying dump trucks from Ritchie Brothers? You know, I think that could be a really good thing. I think, you know, you can really buy a winner, but at the same time, you could really buy the wrong truck too. So, I would never buy a truck sight unseen, personally. Never. Never. I mean, there's just so many things that you could be buying and you don't even know. You know, so don't do that. I would go look at it. Now I have to wait by my AR for about 6 months or so. The trucks on the lot are not trucks everyone wants. Yeah. I mean, all the kids that are not going to school. I got my white truck from them. You just got to look them over. Exactly. I agree, Blake. People are way overacting. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think they're overreacting. I mean, what happens is you get one person that's psycho, and they go to Costco and they are buying 3 cases of toilet paper, and then some dingleberry takes a picture of them and posts it on social media, and then everyone decides, oh my goodness, it's really happening. So then they're all going to the store, and then it just makes everything worse. It kind of snowballs it. You know what I mean? At least that's how I think this whole toilet paper thing got out of hand. What about a Western Star? My buddy has a Western Star, super dope, and I want to say in the first 2 months he got it, or 3 months, he had like a million wiring problems. The beard is looking good. Thanks, man. Here's one thing that drives me nuts. People are always like, man, your beard, man, all the germs and stuff are in your beard. And I'm thinking, how is my beard any different than the hair on the top of my head? If there's germs in my beard, it's keeping it off my skin, for one. So that's a plus, I think. And then for two, like, your hair on your head is no different. You touch that just as much as you touch this. I mean, people are always going like this, especially dudes. That's why they're bald, because they're always going like this, touching their head. Did you see that they're trying to push to forego tax payments up to $1 million for small businesses? What do you mean by that, Blake? So I won't have to pay taxes? Apparently a clean hole keeps the virus at bay. I seen this video. It was a Graham Allen video, I think it was. And this chick was on an airplane and she licked the toilet seat. And it was the coronavirus challenge. I can't believe it. Cheers, I paid $36K. When we are 80, we will be able to tell our grandkids how we survived the great toilet paper depression. Yeah. What year and how many miles when you got it, Blake? Yeah, that's what they're saying, to file your taxes, and if you owe, you won't have to pay. Dang. I mean, that's good. Yeah, I know, that is nasty, Jane. On an airplane, of all places. I mean, you would never catch me licking a toilet. I wouldn't even lick the toilet in my own house. Not even happening. I thought it was a 3 months tax extension for everyone under $1 million. I mean, I'm about to find out tomorrow. I know we can file extensions, and my tax lady did say something about if you owe, you may not have to pay right away. She did tell me that. But I'm pretty sure we're not going to owe anything anyways. I think the government's going to be paying me back because of all the deductions I've gotten. Because last year I bought 2 excavators, the pickup, the gooseneck. I mean, we bought so much stuff. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be depreciating for a year or two. I'm just going to wait for that $1,000 check in the mail. They're supposed to pass or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I would say, don't hold your breath. I remember back when Bush sent out, it was like a $500 stimulus check to everybody, and I was super stoked when I got it. And then when I went to do my taxes, I had to pay it back, and I was like, what the? Why did they even give me this $500? Like, I would have just never even wanted it, if I knew I had to pay it back. Hey, thanks, Kyle, for the super chat. Definitely appreciate that. And I appreciated you taking the time to talk to me and kind of educate me a little bit on the emission stuff, man. You know way more than I do. I know that. You definitely won't owe next year with that new truck to deduct. Yeah, Blake. I'm hoping I won't owe nothing for a few years with that new truck. For some reason, I don't see the government saying, don't worry about it this year. Yeah, I mean, Chris, I'm in the same boat. Like, don't worry about it. Like, that seems fishy to me. They always want money. You know, 5% confident. Well, I heard the checks won't be out till end of April. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I did watch President Trump this morning do the nation address, and he said we're confident that all the measures we're taking are overreactions, and that instead of the curve of the virus going like this, it's just going to be like this. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't ever pass on our money, Chris. It ain't their money, it's our money. I mean, the government has no money, it's our money. It was on the new conference they had earlier. I believe it when I see it, just like the payroll deductions they're trying to get to. Yeah, see, like, yeah, I watched that conference early this morning, and, we'll see what happens. Did you see how there was like hardly any reporters in the room? There was like a chair in between each reporter. Like, seriously? Like, they could have just tested everybody before they went in there, and then they could have had the thing packed. Yeah, what's up, Joey? When's the last live stream you caught? And what do you think about the situation, how things are going? I'm pretty confident. Here's my prediction. Now, just take this at face value. Here's my prediction. After seeing the grocery stores and everything going crazy, I'm going to say we'll give it 1 month before things are back to normal. As soon as people get their kids going back to school, everything's going to be normal. But I think what's going to happen is halfway through this, let's say a month, halfway through the month, everyone's going to realize how stupid they are for going out and buying all the toilet paper, and that there really is not a big epidemic. That's what's really going to happen. They're going to be like, we bought all this stuff and we don't even need it right now. Like, how am I going to pay my rent? And then they're going to realize how stupid they were for spending all their money on that stuff. And then they're going to finish out the month and they're like, man, this was dumb. Like, nobody caught the virus. Like, it was just, except for, like, a few old people died. Obviously trying to give them reverence, speaking, with respect as to those people. But I think, after a month, it's going to be totally gone. I'm surprised it even got this big. That's what my opinion is. Yeah, thanks for joining in, Kyle. Do you like how they are preaching social distance, but they are all crammed up there together? Yeah. Right? I mean, they did have one. Yeah, on the stage, they were all crammed in there. That's good. That's funny, Blake. And then all the reporters were like, it's because they know it's stupid. That's why, Blake. Like, if they really were so concerned about it, dude, the president would have been in a single room by himself, and they would have all been telecommunicating into one conference call or something. You can tell they're not really concerned because it's not a big deal. So, what's up with the truck? So, Joey, I'm just waiting to hear back from the dealership still. They don't have any news for me. I called my guy today and I said, hey, what's the good news? He said, no news yet. I'll call him tomorrow and see what's up. So, I guess Justin was saying no news is good news. Yeah, one guy yelling over himself to get a question in with the president. How many virus cases are in your area? I'm in Texas. I think there are a few in Houston with it. So, Sydney, what happened in Washington was apparently this old folks' home had like 10 deaths in a matter of a month, right? And they were all the coronavirus deaths things, right? But I also heard from reliable sources that that same nursing home had horrible records of, sanitation and all that stuff. And, you know, if you think about it, in a nursing home, how often do the people live there? I mean, as soon as they get put into a nursing home, they don't live very long. That's just the way it goes. So I don't really. There haven't been a lot of cases. I mean, I think there's up to. How many deaths is there in Washington? Like 30 deaths, I think, so far. 44. 44 deaths. Dude, more people die in a week in Tacoma from gang shootings and stuff than that. So I'm not even worried. Drunk driving kills more people. So I'm not concerned yet. How would have been in a glass house, kind of like they do with the Pope. Oh, I have friends that work at state. It is a big deal. Bobby, I just don't see it being that big of a deal. Like, I don't know a single person with it. I'm just waiting till the dealer starts getting worried that they're going to be sitting on trucks. Then I'm going to try and snag one up. I was hinting at that the other day, Blake, with my dealer guy. I said, hey, you guys are going to be able to come up with a pretty good deal with all this commotion going on. So we'll see what happens. 1374 positive case here in NY and climbing every day. Over records on scores of sanitation and disease control. Yeah, see, I believe that. You said you're going to hire a driver to drive your new truck and you're going to drive your old. Pete, why don't you drive the new one? Well, the main reason is I don't think the new guys are tough enough to drive my old truck. For one, that thing, it will beat you to smithereens. I mean, it's a rough truck, And the new guys, they can't handle it, for one. They'll be complaining after the first day that they can't hear anything because it's too loud. And then after the second day, they'll be complaining that their back hurts, and I don't trust anybody driving my baby either. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I'm within 45 minutes of WV. If it gets bad, I'm going to take the trip towards the Banjos. I'm in McMinnville, Oregon. We probably got a few here in my town. They're making it a big deal. Good plan, Blake. Crazy none of the new drivers are real men. My friend at the State Department says it's been around a lot longer than anyone's been saying. And it's far more widespread. Your truck have a Detroit in it? Yes, it does, Joey. I drove my old red truck yesterday, and boy, I gotta fix that exhaust. I thought it was about half high by the time I got to the job. Yeah, I mean, Bobby, I think it probably has been around longer than they say, and I think there's a lot more cases of people that have recovered from it than they're saying. So it's making it look worse than it really is. You know what I mean? Or they're just now catching up, and now all these people that had it are reporting that they have it, and really they're already healing from it. You know what I mean? So that could be driving some of the numbers up. Yeah, JNR. Nobody can hack that. I mean, the R Model Max, the old 359 Peterbilt, it's bolted straight to the frame. And the leaf spring pack is, almost a foot thick on the front axle. You got to be a real man to drive that truck. It's just very, very contagious. That's why they're so scared. Yeah, I mean, it's contagious, but it's really not. Unless you... From what I've heard in all the stuff that I've watched, you either have to have a pre-existing condition, to even really be affected horribly, or, you're basically just going to have flu-like symptoms for a few days. Most people aren't getting tested. Yeah, I mean, 3 weeks ago, our whole family got sick. Brian was the first one. He was having a hard time breathing, and then he was throwing up. The next thing, Rosemary was sick, and then next thing, my wife was sick, and then I was sick for a week. But it only lasted like a week, and then I was better. So, I mean, if that was the flu, it was the flu. If it was the corona, I don't really care. I mean, whatever it was, like, it was just the flu to me. So, I think the 2 week sickness everyone had back in October, November was same thing. They just didn't know about it. Yeah, I agree, Blake. I hear water running. Yeah, we got an aquarium with the turtle in there. That's what you're hearing, Joey. Did you ever get an APR percent on the financing rate of your new truck? Nope, haven't heard anything back, Cade. That's kind of the update. Haven't heard anything back from anybody yet. Hey, thanks for tuning in, JNR. True that, John. They don't even have accurate test results because they don't even have enough tests. Yeah. Basically, with the virus, the older you are, the more effed you are. Yeah, basically, same thing here. We're all sick for a few weeks ago. We have had 3 mil worth of work dry up over it. How is it for you? Yeah, I mean, I've done better this winter than I have the past 2 winters combined, Bobby. So, I mean, I haven't had any work dry up that I know of. Hell, if you're supposed to call you tomorrow, they might tell you come get it. Yeah, maybe because of the whole virus thing, it'll be a 0% down. Like $3,000 payment or something. That'd be sweet right there. They're just going to basically give it to me and say, hey, man, we got to get these trucks moving, Shoot, I'm a new driver. Got my A when I was 18. That all I drive is pre-2000. There are a few tough ones out there. We were also all sick several weeks ago. Yeah, see, my whole family got sick. What was it? Probably 3 weeks ago now, honey?
About a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago. We were all sick. First it was Brian, and he literally, he woke up one morning, right? And he was like, he, could not breathe at all. And so I gave him one of those cough drops I have, one of those fisherman friends, and then sent him back to bed. He went back to bed.
That's the only time he did it. That morning.
Yeah, just that one morning. And then he was good, And then everybody else was sick for a week. Yeah, a week or two. And then I was in bed for like 1 day straight, right?
Yeah, for a whole day.
For a whole day I was sleeping, which,
That's not normal for you.
That's not normal for me. But, hey, I'm through it, so. Yeah, Blake. I mean, I hope that's what they offer me. That'd be sweet. 0 down, $3,500 a month. I'd sign up for 2 at that rate. If my wife would let me. Right, honey?
Huh?
If Peterbilt said that I didn't have to put any money down and the payment was only $3,500 a month, could we buy 2 dump trucks?
No, just one.
She said no, just one.
I want to get it to my house first.
She wants her house first. Well, the boss has spoken.
If we were in our house, then yes.
If we were in our house, then yes, she says.
But no.
But no. So, that's where we're at. I'm confident the whole economy thing is going to get better real soon. I mean, nobody can just stay home and not work. You got to go back to work to pay your bills. I mean, that's the circle of life, And I don't know. Yeah, it'll be a little more for mine, Blake. Yeah, William, man. Those are my favorite cough drops, dude. Those things work amazing. The original flavor is disgusting, but they work. I like the cherry and the mint flavor. Those are bomb. And they work amazing. Like, those are 10 million times better than Halls, I think. What do you think, honey? The Fisherman Friends? Yeah, see, my wife was... When my wife first had one, she was like, this is disgusting, but it works. You know, so... The more trucks, the more money. Quicker the house. And you know it's going to be over budget, LOL. Chris is right. More trucks, more money coming in. That's my plan. Yeah, I mean, more money coming in, more money going out. That's the way it is, you know. And we don't have a place to park the trucks. Except for at the neighbor's house. And I don't know how many trucks he wants to park at his house. Yeah, you know. So. Yeah, once we get our 10 acres all cleared out, you know, and we get a nice parking spot and stuff, then we might buy some more trucks. I mean, because we'll be able to park them at our house. That's an easy fix. Parking isn't too expensive, LOL. Chris, I don't know where you're from, but parking here is flipping ridiculous. My old boss wanted to charge me, what was it, $250 per unit parked at his place. You don't need to park them if you're running them 24 hours a day. That is a point, Blake. You do got a point there. I mean, that is definitely a solid point. Always go bigger than what you want, than what you think when it comes to land/houses. 100 a month per truck is Columbus. Yeah, see, they're talking 250 a month per truck. And that's my old boss. I mean, I don't even know what it'd be like if I paid another place. You know. Bobby, what are you paying where you park your stuff? I don't know if you have any dump trucks or not, but I know you have equipment. Yeah, it's a ripoff. I'm not going to pay somebody $1,000 a month just to park all my equipment, you know, at their place. Yeah, Chris, I agree. He is. I mean, that's my old boss. Like, I thought he was going to give me a discount, you know, a deal. You know, all the money I made him? Nope. Nope. He wants to make that money. $200 a month for 100 feet by 300 feet. Yeah, see, that's decent. You can park a few trucks there. And where's that at? Where's that at, Bobby? Yeah. You could do that, Blake, but they don't want the traffic in there. Like when your driver's going in to park his car and then he's driving away with the dump truck, they don't want that kind of stuff. It's 80 over here in San Antonio, Texas, tractor and trailer spot. He was trying to hand you the need pads with no Vaseline. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah, and I said, ain't happening. You could park a scooter here in LA for $250. Ed Brown. Yeah, I bet that's what it costs. That's why everybody's moving from California to Washington. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I got at my neighbor's house. You know, and I can park all my stuff there for $200 a month. But $200 a month, it adds up, man. I don't like paying somebody $200 a month when I can just park it at my house. You know? That's kind of why I started parking all my stuff at my house again. I moved all my equipment, my big excavator and my dozer down on my property. My small excavator's here and my dump truck's here. But my tilt deck is in Shelton. I mean, because I don't have a lot of work for it right now anyway, so why park it here? Yeah, I am, John. Like, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? The county sends me a letter and they finally send it to the right address. And then I just ignore them. And then I tell them a month later, say, hey, you know, the guy I was renting the space from kicked me out. Now I'm looking again. You know, what are they going to say? Well, you can't do that. I said, well, you know, that's just the way life is. And with this whole coronavirus, nobody wants to rent to me. So that's, I mean, I got a pretty good back plan, you know. The place I'm at now is 50 feet from the asphalt plant. I'll save money not having to drive the truck to work in the morning. Geez, Blake, you might as well talk to the asphalt company and park it in their plant. No, they haven't, Chris. They didn't give me nothing yet. No crap yet. But I mean, I haven't really.
Summertime.
What?
It's on the summertime.
It's not the summertime yet, so none of my stuff moves. You know, so none of my neighbors are complaining of noise. You know what I mean? Yeah, just wait a few months when we start going full throttle.
Then they'll probably complain.
Yeah, when I start waking people up at 5 in the morning with the Detroit. You would if they had closed gates and cameras. Well, Blake, I mean, it might be worth it for you just to pay for it for them. Work out some sort of deal. Say, hey, man, I'll buy you some cameras and a gate if you let me park my stuff here. And then just start hauling just for that asphalt plant, you know? You know, work up a deal where if the asphalt plant if somebody buys their asphalt and they have them delivered, they get a discount and you can haul exclusively for them or something. Yeah, the new truck is gonna be quiet. Blake does got a point, honey. If I park the Detroit at my neighbor's house, park the new truck at my house, he won't say a thing. But here's my thoughts. As soon as my neighbor finds out that I'm in a brand new truck, he is going to be pissed. Right? Yeah, he is. He's gonna be so pissed. I mean, he's always trying to keep up with me on buying stuff, you know what I mean? And all the neighbors are thinking the same thing, too, because I've talked to them, and they're like, yeah, man, every time you buy something, he always gets all worked up, you know? And I did my neighbor's driveway the other day, and I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, man, ever since you started parking your stuff here, he's like, man, the county's going to get back on him about parking his stuff here. And my neighbor's like, why would they do that? The case was closed. He's like, well, some old lady down the road was going to call on him or something. You know, making some crap up. You know. You should tape your neighbor's reaction. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how that would go. I already do the clean out for them. Well, look at you, Blake. Who's this you're talking about? Who gets pissed? What's the update? Tony C, the update is there is no update. We're still waiting. I talked to the financial guy, and he said we're gonna call somebody tomorrow, and we'll get you the news tomorrow. Is what they said. What the? This thing was working perfect, and now it doesn't want to stay. What? Dang it. Let's see. Yeah, no. The update is there is no update. Now you guys are looking at my crotch here. Let's put this up here a little bit. It just doesn't want to stay. There we go. There. Sorry about that. Let's get back to these comments. That's all neighbors. They got to keep up with the Joneses. Right on. What's Grandpa think of your choice? Cross my fingers for you. Yeah, so all my neighbors love me except for that one neighbor. I mean, he's the only neighbor, and I think everybody hates him, you know. But So my grandpa, what are his thoughts on the dump truck? Once I told him I was buying a pickup, he was thinking in his head, he's like, well, if you're gonna spend that much money, why don't you just buy a dump truck, you know? And then I brought that up to him, and he was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Why not buy a dump truck if you're gonna spend 70 grand? Why buy a pickup? You know, why not buy a dump truck? And he was really set on the Kenworth once I told him it was an automatic, but he never got to see the Kenworth. And then when me and him went down to look at the Peterbilt, he was sold. I mean, I don't know if you watched that live stream I did. We found the Pete's. Grandpa was like a kid in a toy store, man. He was climbing all over the thing. He was kind of embarrassing me a little bit, you know. If you go back and watch the live stream, he's like climbing inside the box and, you know, just doing all these things like a kid would do, you know, in a toy store. And, but, yeah, I mean, he's super excited. And I talked to him, I was like, okay, Grandpa, so if you had to choose, which one would you choose? You know, the automatic Kenworth, it's $10,000 more, or would you choose the Peterbilt? It's $10,000 cheaper. It's got the manual transmission. And we, all three of us, me and my grandpa, we called Justin, and we were talking to him in Love's parking lot. And my grandpa was just listening. And, you know, Justin really convinced my grandpa that the Pete was the better option, you know, because the automatic transmission, you know, after, you know, however many miles, you got to spend $1,000 on fluid flushes and stuff. And, you know, if that automatic transmission does go down, it's going to cost a heck of a lot more than a manual transmission if it goes down. You know what I mean? So that's where Grandpa says, you know, he's all for it. He even told me, he's like, Brian, if you get in a pinch, you know, don't worry, I'll help you out. You know, that's what he even said, you know, even though he doesn't really have any money to help me out, but he was like, we'll figure something out. You know, I won't be able to make the whole payment for you, but we, you know, that's how confident my grandpa is in my ability. You know, if he's willing to say that he's willing to help me out on the payment if things get slow, I mean, he must be very confident in my ability, you know, and, you know, if he's confident in me, then I know that I'm going to be all right. You know, that's how I kind of feel. You know, so I don't know what you guys think about that, but I would never take money from my grandpa to pay my dump truck bill. That truck would be working, you know, but he wants to put it out there and let me know, you know, that he's definitely approves. You can't believe how well my grandpa gets around. Dude, if you even looked in the playlist, I got a playlist called the Wonderland Trail. Me and my grandpa did a 103-mile hike around Mount Rainier. When was it? Last year? No, 2 years ago now. 2 years ago, me and my grandpa did a 103-mile hike around Mount Rainier in 8 days. 8 days, right? Or 9 days?
8 days.
8 days.
Home a day early. Yeah,
we came home a day early. 103 miles. He was 73, 73 years old. 72, 73. I mean, and here's the kicker though. Like, we thought he was going to be the oldest one on the trail. He wasn't even the oldest guy on the trail. That's what blew my mind the most. You know, it was crazy. He definitely gets around. Oh, hey, Mason. You come to say hi? Yeah, here, come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Say hi to YouTube. Oh, you just slobbered on me. Yeah, you're known for that, aren't you? Are you saying hi, Mason? Yeah, are you saying hi to the YouTubers? Yeah, he's got a... Well, see, Tony, he had 3 heart attacks and a triple bypass surgery. And, you know, a human in motion stays in motion. A human at rest stays at rest. You know, and he's a firm believer of that. And I work the heck out of him. I make him work, you know, and he works on his own, too. You know, he chops wood. He splits wood. He brings it into his house all the time. You know, he's always, you know, trying to stay busy. So, you know, that's how that works out. What exactly are you finding out tomorrow? Well, hopefully I find out what my down payment needs to be, when I can pay it, and when I can pick my truck up. That's what I'm hoping. So I don't really know what we're finding out tomorrow. I just know we're going to find out something. It might even be that there's no news still. So, what I am understanding is when I went in, I filled out the application. They took all my tax returns. They took copies of all my receipts of me buying my heavy equipment and stuff. And they said, okay, now what's going to happen is he's going to go shop some rates and try and find you the best rate. So they could be searching for the best rate, you know, for me. Who knows? They could be just searching for a better rate for themselves so they can jack it up and they can say, okay, well, you know, if we're getting this percentage of a rate to buy this truck, then we can charge him this. That way, you know, we're making some money on it. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to get the truck. The guy at the dealership was pretty confident. What's up, the large cars? Thanks for tuning in. It has been a while since I've seen your icon on a live stream. So, yeah, the news is there is no news. I mean, we find out tomorrow. So, I might do a live stream tomorrow. I might wait a day or two to see how things are going. So, that way I can give you guys a better update on also, you know, the whole tax thing too. So you're just tuning in. So this winter, I have made more money this winter than the past 2 winters combined. Now, I don't know if things are going to slow down with this whole coronavirus thing, but all of my friends that are working haven't really slowed down, except for I guess Bob said he slowed down a little bit. So that's one out of, you know, a whole bunch. Are you gonna say hi?
Hi.
So what you brought you to buy a new rig and just not update the Pete? Well, the large cars, I don't really feel confident putting a driver in my Peterbilt. Hey, quit that. Nobody wants to see your underwear. He's over here showing his legs off to everybody on YouTube. So I'm going to be more confident putting a driver in a new rig, less downtime, you know, and I don't think anybody wants to drive my old Peterbilt. You know, everyone says they would love to, but if they spent a week in that thing, they would change their mind real quick. I mean, that truck is rough and tough. It's not for the faint of heart. It's a man's truck, you know, and I mean, the front leaf springs on that thing are this thick, you know, almost a foot thick. And the cab is mounted straight to the frame, so, you know, and you literally will go deaf in that truck if you're not wearing, like, ear protection. I mean, I'm already starting to go deaf. Ain't I, honey? Like, maybe a little bit. Do you feel like I'm going deaf at all?
No.
Maybe a little bit.
No.
I drove a trash truck, man. I hear it. I can't find anyone that wants to drive the old trucks. They got weak knees. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to drive an old truck. I mean, as soon as I told everybody, like, I put an application out before for hiring a ditch digger, and I got nobody. I just put a picture of us next to a new truck saying that we were going to be hiring a new driver soon, and everybody's blowing my email up already. You know, I've already gotten like 4 or 5 guys calling me saying, hey man, I'd love to drive for you. You know, once they see new equipment, they want to work for you immediately. What's up, work life? So, I mean, that's where we're at, you know. Everyone wants to drive shiny new stuff. It's true. It is true, you know. And, you know, whenever somebody wants to start a business, too, they don't want to buy the old truck. They want to buy the new truck. And they can't make the payments and they go out of business, you know, because they don't know anybody. So, you know, luckily I've been in the business for a few years. You know, I know what my number should be like. I already have the contacts, you know, so it's going to work out good for us. That's the way I see it. Older trucks are how you really learn drive them, though. To hit the hills, New York, and you'll learn real quick. Yeah, I mean, see, that's another thing. You know, putting a driver in my Detroit and having him trying to learn how to shift on a hill, not happening. Not happening. I mean, I'm a fairly experienced driver, and I still blew up 3 U-joints at one time with the Detroit, you know, so, and that was $1,000 that day. That cost me, I lost more money that day than I made, you know, so I'm not ready to put an inexperienced driver in a truck, you know, that will tear stuff up immediately, you know. Like the newer trucks, they're built better. You know what I mean? They're not really built better, but they're built more, you know, so that new drivers aren't going to tear them up as easy. They, you know, they have fail safes in them. They're beefed up. Yeah. Well, and here's another thing, you know. So when you put a driver in an old truck, if he breaks something, he's going to deny it. Guaranteed he's going to deny it. I didn't break that. That's been like that forever. If you put a driver in a brand spanking new truck, he can't deny it. There's no denying the fact that if he broke something, he broke it. You know what I mean? And then there's the accountability thing where you can say, hey man, you know, it's an 18 speed, Sydney. And there's an accountability thing. And then you can also teach them, you know, pride in your ride. You know what I mean? I have a buddy, Brian, you know, he drives tankers. And, you know, he kind of taught me that, you know, take pride in your ride. You know what I mean? And you just got to explain it to them, you know, when you are driving this truck, if you break it, you will not have work until it's fixed. So this is your livelihood as well as it is my livelihood. You know, you just got to kind of explain it to them. You know, just tell them that, you know, so they can understand it. A lot of it is new drivers don't know how to shift gears correctly. Yeah, Ito, and also, I was talking to J-Bo, and he's like, a lot of guys don't even care. You know, they just have the attitude that, well, the company owner's making $10,000 a day. I don't care, you know. And I'm not going to hire somebody with that attitude. If they have that attitude, they can get lost. You know what I mean? They need to have the attitude that, you know, if this thing breaks, I ain't working. You know, if Brian makes a good living, I'm going to make a good living. And he's going to guarantee that, you know. And, you know, they're going to know that I keep my word. When I say something, it's going to be, that's the way it is. Going to have to get stickers for the dash like I did. They say, this truck pays your salary, treat it accordingly. That's a good sticker, Blake. That's a good sticker. This truck pays your bills as it does mine. Treat it good. You know, we will hire anyone who cares. Doesn't matter if they know the industry. Thankfully, you don't get a twin stick 359. Gotta run. I will finish watching later. Hey, thanks for joining in, John, and I'll catch up with you later. I'll send you a link to them. Heck yeah, Blake. Heck yeah, dude. You just gotta sit down with them and just explain to them, you know, the basics of how a business works, you know. If you make money for the business is more likely to treat you better. I mean, that's the way it works. You know, every once in a while, you're going to work for a company, though, that really doesn't give a flying flip about you, you know. So you can work as hard as you want.
and they ain't gonna recognize it. But I'm not that company. I'm the guy that is gonna recognize, if you're busting your back, putting in lots of hours, making me money, there's gonna be rewards, and you have to sit them down and explain that to them, and they gotta understand that, And like Justin says, sometimes you can't be their friend, you do have to be the boss, So I don't know how I'm gonna navigate that whole realm yet, because I do want to be friends with my drivers. I want them to have a trust in me, but I don't want them to be the type of people that are going to try and take advantage of that friendship, That ain't happening. There's no taking advantage of this. It's you do your work and you go home and you get paid, and if you help me, I help you. That's the way this works, That's the way I see it. And you got to prove yourself to me. Nobody's hopping in my dump truck and getting paid $30 an hour out the door. No, you're going to start out low, and you're going to prove yourself for the first 90 days, and if you can prove yourself in that time that you're decent and that you want to work, then you're going to get bumped up to normal. And if you put in 2-3 years and everything is good, you don't have any major, careless mistakes, then you're going to be making top premium dollar. I mean, that's the way I see it. You know what I mean? That's just the way I see it. And if there's an attitude shift, then your pay can get cut. That just because you're making $30 an hour today, don't mean you're going to make $30 an hour tomorrow. If you go and blow an engine up and you start being careless, and there's a history of that, then your wage is definitely going to reflect that. I mean, that's just the way things go. You know what I mean? But I don't know. What do you guys think? How many of you guys are actually business owners that have employees? That's what I want to know. Yesterday, I talked to a guy. He called me up out of the blue. I didn't even know who this guy was. I mean, I had seen his trucks on the road, and he wanted to know more about the dump truck I was buying. It's kind of cool, He said he found my channel through Justin's channel. Really cool guy. I got to talk to him about, employees and stuff. And seems like everybody has the impression that company drivers just don't care at all. Like, no matter what. I don't know. Maybe they're getting the wrong guys. I feel like there are people out there that do care, I was that guy. I did care, for a long time, until I felt like I was getting taken advantage of and that I was not getting rewarded for my efforts. Then I started becoming the guy like, well, I don't care. How far am I going to build this business? And have I thought about end dumps? If you don't call me the old guy, I'll drive for you. Oh, what's the truck in Mobiz that hit you up? He was a local guy in your area. Yeah, just a local guy in my area. Wait, which guy are you talking about? Because there was two guys that hit me up. There was a guy that wanted to learn about the dump trucking, and then there was a guy that wanted to learn more about just the dump truck I was buying. I'm not avoiding your question about how big is the business going to grow. I mean, honestly, I want to grow it to be the biggest in Washington State, but my wife is happy with where we're at now. So I think that question should be directed more towards my wife. How big is she going to let me grow the business? The one who has the trucks already. He's a local guy. He owns 2 truck and trailers and a side dump. And he wanted to know more about the Supermax, which is the super dump with the tandem trailer. And we talked for probably about 2 hours. Yeah, so quite a while. But cool guy. Cool guy. Wait till his wife leaves the room. Ha ha ha. Mason, say hi. I'm a business owner, but don't have any employees to babysit yet. We're on the verge of needing to hire, though. Chris Wells, what kind of business do you have, Chris Wells? Yeah, I mean, I could see me owning 20 dump trucks or 30 dump trucks or 100 or 200. You know, I could really see that happening because, you know, if it were for me only, like if I didn't have kids, then I would say, yeah, I'm plenty big. Why should I hire anybody else, help anybody else out? You know, there's really no need. I have all the luxuries in life that I really need. I mean, yeah, there's some things I don't have, like I don't have a jet, you know, I don't have a Lamborghini, but I'm not going to die without those things, you know. But my mindset is I want to set this up for my kids, for my son, for you, and for my daughter, you know. And maybe not only them, maybe for other extended family, you know. And you know, if I can build this into an empire, you know, that'd be freaking cool. I'm willing to do it. You know, I'm willing to go the lengths. You want to drive? You want to drive a dump truck for Daddy? Yeah. Lawn care, mowing, and treating lawns. Just want to get big enough to help others not have to struggle. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody wants, Blake. To be big enough where they can help other people and not even blink an eye about it. That's where I want to be, you know. I want to be able to, you know, help somebody out, you know, go out to eat and drop $100 tip and not even think twice about it. You know what I mean? That'd be freaking legit right there. That's where I want to be. Awesome channel, by the way. Been watching you for months now. V Night Train. Also dirt work and looking to grow on the dirt work side. He said, yeah, you better have him a brand new 2035 Pete. Yeah, he did. So where are you out of, V Night Train? My old boss started his trucking business with one truck in the 80s, and now he's a fleet over 30 trucks. I've learned a lot from him. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't want my kids to have a handout, but I want them to have a hand up. You know, I want them to learn the business and take it over one day, but they're not getting it for free. There's just no doubt about that. They're not getting it for free. They're going to work for it. They got to prove it to me. I have 16 trucks on the road. I will say drivers make lots of gray hairs. Hard to find people that just swing doors. Yeah, there's a lot of seat warmers out there, you know, steering wheel holders. You know, I don't want one of those. I want somebody who wants to have a career, you know what I mean? And everybody that I've talked to, you know, if they come to me and they say, well, what are you paying? I say, well, you're not really the type of employee I'm looking for. I mean, if you come at me asking that question, I already know you don't care about my success. You just care about yours. You know what I mean? And if that's the way you come at me, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, what's your experience? What are you bringing to the table? And normally, they don't even take the time to give me the answers. You know what I mean? So, yeah, pay is an important thing to discuss, but if you're asking that as your first question, I don't want to hire you. I want to know, what can you do for VANDUYN dump trucking? You know, why are you better than the next guy? Blake, that's 100% what I'm looking for. I want to find somebody young that wants to make a lot of money, but drives like they've been in it for 30 years. Yeah, I don't want nobody hot riding around in my truck, you know. And I talked to this kid the other day. I said, transplanted from Indiana to Tennessee. So you're in Tennessee then now, or are you from Washington? Are you in Washington? I talked to this kid the other day, and, you know, I said to him, I said, you know, I'm not going to pay you what the industry's paying, because I'm giving you an opportunity that nobody's giving. You know what I mean? And that's the cost of the opportunity. You know, you jump in the door of my truck and you're going to get paid $20 an hour for the first 90 days. And then you'll get benefits after 90 days if, you know, it works out. And then, you know, I'm willing to start somebody out low, you know, that has little experience. But if they prove themselves to me that they're worth money, then they're going to make some money. I mean, that's, you know, that's where I'm sitting, you know. If they want to prove that they're worth something, then they'll make some money. You know, if they want to make $35 an hour, they're going to have to prove that they're worth $35 an hour. You know, and I'm not afraid to pay that to somebody. But nobody's going to walk in the door making $35 an hour plus benefits at Van Duyn Dump Trucking. That's not happening. You're going to walk in the door, you're going to bend over and take $20 an hour for the first 90 days. And then once you prove to me that you want to work and you want to make money for me, then that's when you're going to start making money, you know. And, you know, if you don't want to take a pay cut, then don't come work for me. But then don't go complaining to all the other guys when my driver ends up making $40 an hour at the end of the day because he's worth it, you know. And you're just wondering how I can pay that. Well, I could pay it if somebody's worth it. I mean, that's just the end of the day. That's what you get, what you're worth. Indiana, but the chance you're talking, I'll transplant to Washington. Well, I appreciate it, B-Train. Or B-Night Train. B-Night Train. I'm planning on becoming an owner myself. I've been asking questions and doing my research, and I've come to the conclusion that I should have enough money saved to have 10 to 15K after I buy the truck. Large cars. 10 to 15K. If you're starting in summertime, wait, are you trying to become an owner-operator dump trucker or something else? Like a freight hauler or something? I can't really give you advice until I know the whole situation. I make sure to let anyone I'm going to hire know that I know everyone I work with personally. So if you beat on my stuff, I'll know about it before you finish your shift. Yeah, exactly, Blake. Like, and I'll know, yeah, 100%. You're right, Blake. If you get a motivated one, you will know it. Drivers that come in with big talk are always the worst ones. Don't even waste your time on them. The humble ones are definitely the best. What's up? What's up, Johnny? Johnny Stephenson. Where are you from, Johnny? I have a neighbor named Johnny Stephenson. I think he spells his last name different. I want to make sure you're not that guy. But, yeah, I mean, you know, if you come in and you work hard, you can make some serious money. Arkansas. Okay, what's up, man? Freight hauler, dry van. It's your neighbor. Yeah. I do have it's not that neighbor at my duplex. I have a neighbor at my property in Shelton. The guy owns the house that has a driveway that goes right up to my property, but he won't let me use his property. Like, he won't let me use his driveway because of some dispute he had with my grandpa 30 years ago, and that guy's just a D-bag. Red 1 ton 97. Did I sell my backhoe? Yep. I sold it for $7,000. I bought it for like $3, sold it for $7. It's doable with 10 to 15K, but it's going to be real tight, especially if you're having to try and show your worth to the contractors. I mean, here's the thing, large cars. So, when I got fired from my job, and my dump truck was not ready to go on the road, at that time, I had $10,000 in the bank. And I will tell you, the first month of May, I worked every single day. January, I worked every single day. But in May, I had one customer, the first guy I worked for, he paid me, the first 3 days, he paid me after each day. Right? So I had $5,000. So I had $15,000 basically after, like, when I first started. And then I didn't get paid for 30 days after that. And I was literally to the point of, like, when July comes around, if people don't start paying me, I don't have enough to pay the mortgage. So that's where I was, right? And then I got this check halfway through June for like $7,000 or something like that, or, you know, $10,000 or something like that. And I was like, oh, thank the Lord, you know. And then my family went on vacation and I left with them. But I was almost to the point where I was like, I can't go on this vacation. I need to keep working because I need that money coming in 30 days later. You know what I mean? And so we made it work with that amount of money. But if I were you, dude, man, I would strive my hardest to have 20,000, at least 20K, man, before you start, dude. Things get tight, man. And I am so frugal. Like, you guys know, if you've seen my videos, like, I don't have any Snap-on tools. I don't have steak every night for dinner. I don't go out to eat. I don't, you know, I don't have new clothes. I don't, you know, do none of that stuff. You know, I'm very frugal. So I made it work. You know, if you go back and watch my repair videos, I'm wearing company shirts from 5 years before that, you know. I own a property management company. I start all the guys low now. Everybody comes in talking the talk, but can't walk the walk. I did what you're going to start to do and have gained valuable employees. How do companies pay you? It is usually a check or is it transferred to your bank account? Chris, it's normally always a check. I send them an invoice email the day after I do the work. 30 days later, if they haven't paid me, I send them a statement saying that their balance is overdue and please pay overdue balances. And if I don't receive a check within, you know, 3 or 4 days after that, then I'm calling them every single day and saying, hey man, did you get my check out yet? When's the check coming? What's the hold up? You know, how come I haven't got paid yet? I'm not trying to be a dick, but I need that money. You know, I just start telling them it the way it is, you know, like, hey man, you know, I don't give out free money. I need that money, you know. And when you do work for somebody, you're basically giving them credit. You're giving them your money. I mean, because you have to buy fuel to go do that job. And so then after that, then they send me a check. Or a few times I have accepted credit card payments. I really don't like doing those because I have to charge an extra 3.5% because that's what QuickBooks charges me. So I have to charge them that 3.5% or I lose that money. So they can have the convenience of paying me with a credit card and they can build points up. That don't make no sense to me. So I don't like doing that. I like cash, you know, which gets deposited in the bank, which that rarely ever happens. It's just like a homeowner every once in a while. That gets deposited directly into the bank. If it's a check, then, you know, it just goes straight to the bank. My first 3 months, I worked every day, then had to tell the Corey I can't work anymore until I get paid because I was out of money. I just saved everything I got until it built back up. Did you miss my last message? I must have missed it. Cash flow is everything. We doubled our drivers and work and waiting for that money to come in is definitely the hardest challenge. Yeah, cash flow is definitely hard. Let me go back. I'm an old dog, been driving everything just about since 1975. Yeah, I mean, sounds like you got it going on, you know. Basically, like I said, you know, if you want to come work for VANDUYN Dump Trucking, you're going to have to take a pay cut to work here. And then once you prove yourself, you're going to be making way more money than you will ever have made if you're worth it. You know, that's, you know, I'm just going to pay somebody what they're worth. You know, I'll be straight up honest with them. Like, if they want to call in every day or every other day and say, man, I'm not feeling good, I can't make tonight's shift. Well, You're not going to be making the same guy that says, hey man, can I pick up that extra shift on Saturday night? If that guy comes to me and asks me for a raise, he's getting a raise. The guy that calls in sick every other week, you know, or has some bogus excuse like a tree fell across the road, I can't make it in today, that guy ain't making jack, and he's going to get booted. You can't pay me anything less than I already pay myself. Well, if I was paying you what I make, Blake, you'd be hurting right now. I mean, I only pay myself $2,000 a month. That's what I pay myself. So I don't know what you're making, but I know it's probably more than that. So if somebody, you know, if somebody wants to come to me and they say that I'm making millions and stuff, well, I'll say, hey, okay, you want to see what I'm actually paying myself? It's $2,000 a month. That's what I pay myself. And for the past 3 months, I haven't paid myself nothing. Zach hit it on the head. When equipment is broke, they're wondering why it's not on the job, but they got overdue balances. They're not very quick to pay. Happens here in England all day long. My current company has 6 owner ops who work for them. One guy is buying a $160,000 389 Peterbilt. A lot of the managers are, well as the CEOs and owner, also open their own truck. I got a startup plan. Yeah, it's really fair. We'll talk more. I'll email you. I don't pay myself anything. I pay the bills and the rest goes in the bank. Yeah, basically that's what I do, Blake. I mean, the $2,000 a month I give myself pays the bills. And that's it, you know. Heck yeah, man, send me an email, you know. And, you know, you can ask any of the guys here on YouTube. I'm a very honest guy. You know, since day one, I've showed everything. You know, I'm really trustworthy. So, if you put in the work, you're going to make what you're worth, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how it goes, you know. But, yeah, I mean, I don't really pay myself anything, you know. It's just, yeah, I bought a new pickup, but that was the business bought that. I didn't buy that. You know, the business paid for that. And it's not even a new pickup. It's a 30-year-old pickup truck, you know. When does your new house get built? Red 1 ton 97. Good question. So we finally got the permit to do our driveway. So me and Grandpa already spent 2 days down there. We knocked down all the trees, cleared them all off to the side. Now we're just waiting for the grading permit where we can bring in all the gravel and the road fabric and put the road in. That new truck will be when you can start paying yourself. Blake, only once it's paid off. Then I might start paying myself. Once it's paid off. Or Blake, I may just say wait till I get another one that's paid off. Then I can start paying myself. You know, and then I'll be sitting pretty. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know? I mean, that's, you know, that's one of the things that really gets me is when somebody comes up to me and they're like, well, how much you paying? You know? It's like, well, what do you want? You know? And they're like, well, I want $35 an hour. It's like, dude, like, I'm living in a duplex. I'm taking all the risk, and you want $35 an hour? And you haven't even proved nothing to me. It's like, dude, no. I don't know. If you get 2 drivers, it might happen quick. And the new truck will be when you can start paying yourself. Let's brand use. I'm paying what you're worth, a-hole. Yeah, basically, going from 7K a week to 21K a week is a steep jump. Yeah, I hope that's what it is, Blake. Those are the ones you don't hire. Yeah, as soon as they come up to you and they're like, how much you paying? It's like, dude, get out of here, man. I'm not hiring you. You don't care about anything I got going on. All you care about is yourself. You know, as soon as you start caring about me in the money I'm making, then that's when I care about what you're making. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to work hard to keep me happy, I better be keeping you happy. I mean, that's just the way it works. Like, you don't get nothing until you earn it, you know? It's like when I bought the dump truck. I put, $20,000 into that dump truck before he'd even paid me a dime, you know? So how am I supposed to have a driver walk in and me start paying him thousands of dollars a month and he hasn't even made me nothing? You know what I mean? You're the boss. It's your wallet on the line. Exactly, Christian. I'm the one signing the front of the check. That's what it comes down to, When you're signing the front of the check, you better know they better be worth it. You know what I mean? And you can just tell by their attitude, And your name on the door when something happens. Bingo. VANDUYN Dump Trucking. VANDUYN, my name is on that door. You're right. 100% on that. And there are guys, that they don't even care, man. I've seen drivers do stuff, and it blew my mind. I'm like, what the? Like, dude, if you even had a clue how much that truck costed, you would not have even thought about doing that. Last year when I went from running one shift to adding a driver and making double what I was, like, okay, I need more of this. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see the numbers, Blake. I can't wait to see the numbers. That's what I'm waiting for. If I can get a driver who wants to work and he wants to make some money, if he wants to make those payments, then yeah, that's what I like about you and your channel, and the fact that you believe in trusting God and you're number one conservative. Seriously though, you're young but still old school. Pack car or no car? Yeah, you got that right, large cars. Pack car or no car. Or pack your car. I don't know. I've heard lots of things. I'm not too worried about the pack car Cummins thing. You'll like it if you get a good driver. It's nice because you're like a team then. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want. I want somebody who wants to be on my team. I don't want to be on Team James. I want them to be on Team VANDUYN. That's what I want, Because that's when they're going to win. If they're on Team VANDUYN, they're going to win more than if they were on Team Justin or Team James, How's your business with all the crazy crap going on? We're busier than ever here in NH. I mean, Red Ton, I did more this winter than I did in the last 2 winters combined in revenue. So, I don't know if that's any indicator of how the summer's going to go, but I think there's going to be a lot of work once this stupid virus crap blows over. Glad to hear you're still moving forward with the new truck. Going to be fun watching your company grow. WRC, dude, I am stoked about this new truck, man. Like, I know it's going to work. So the question is once it starts bringing in the money, what do I do? Do I hoard the money, or do I go like Justin and buy 10 trucks at once? I don't know what's going to happen. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pay the house off that we're building. We're going to pay the dump truck off. And then every single dollar we make after that, like most of the dollars, is going to just go to growing the business and having fun with friends. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Did you decide if you want a vinyl wrap on the new truck or question mark? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to do a wrap. So I have my friend, she does all my accounting. She reached out to one of her friends or an acquaintance or something that does wraps, and she tagged me in their comments, and maybe she hit him up and said, hey, give this guy a discount, he's got money, and it'll be worth it in the long run if you give him a deal, and they said they can get the wrap done for $2,300. So that right there says Sounds good idea to me. You know, I'm gonna go for the wrap. We're not gonna drive a white truck down the road. I mean, that's not Van Dyne. Van Dyne is orange and blue, or black and silver. Like, she isn't even in the room, or I wouldn't have said that. Yeah, I mean, $2,300 for a wrap is super cheap because, you know, a paint job is $5K. You know, easily. In '92, I drove a Ford Triaxle with the silver '92 Detroit. Boss nicknamed it the Screaming Demon. Yeah, that's a good name for a Detroit, the Screaming Demon. That's a good name. Yeah, white is boring, you know, but it's smart to buy a white truck for when you go to resell it. Duh, I mean, everybody will buy a white truck, but nobody wants to buy an orange truck. You know, except for me, I'll buy an orange truck. So, I mean, it just makes sense, you know. The wraps do wear out, and I have seen damaged wraps, but, I mean, what it takes to get a wrap done is so much cheaper than a paint job, and they last pretty long. And for $2,300, you really can't beat that price. Orange trucks matter. Exactly, Red Ton. And okay, I don't know. So, in your state, what's the largest dump truck company in your state? How many trucks do they have? I want to know that real quick. So, in Washington, I can think of like a few companies. Let me just name off a few. We got Corliss. They got like 200 trucks. Silver Streak has like 100 trucks. Miles Sand and Gravel, they got, you know, a few hundred trucks. We got Northwest Construction. They've got to have, you know, at least 100 trucks. We got, who else? Lake Ridge. They got at least 50, 60 trucks. Lakeside, they've got, you know, a few trucks too. In Washington, like, when they're referring to Corliss, they always say the Red Army. Or when they're referring to Silver Streak, they always say the Purple Army. We will have an Orange Army in Washington. I can guarantee you that. We're going to have the Orange Army, you know, and that's going to be us, you know. WI French in Massachusetts. How many trucks do they got, Christian? Yeah, I mean, orange is just such an awesome color. Like, my dump truck is so freaking sweet. I just love the orange color. For one, it stands out in construction sites because it's orange. You know, construction is always orange. You know, so, duh. So, you know, and blue, that's my favorite color. Orange is my wife's. Orange and blue, then, I mean, they just go together like this, you know. So, like, everything we have is, like, orange and blue. Like, if I just take you on a tour of my house, like, I'll just flip the camera around for 2 seconds. Boom, toolbox, orange and blue on the wall. You know, I mean, we just got orange and blue everywhere. I mean, that's our wedding colors, you know. Okay, let's go back and read. Yeah, strictly dump truck companies. Strictly dump truck companies or anyone with a dump truck because, I don't know, several trucking companies with 50 to 70 trucks, but I know a quarry with thousands of dumps. Oddly, NH has over 100 triaxles and probably 30 to 40 tractors with dumps. Too many to count. They're buying new trucks constantly, and they are always shining. Are they all one color? And what color are they? Yeah, I laughed at the first when it grew on me. Dude, that orange dump truck is freaking beautiful. Like, when I first was scrolling through the Craigslist ads, 2 dump trucks popped out to me. Because I was looking for the cheapest dump truck on Craigslist. The one that was the most broke down, that had the most potential. There was an old, ugly as hell Kenworth with one of those tub boxes. It's kind of round. They're just ugly. And it was like a W900 Was it a W? No, it wasn't a W900. It was the ugly Kenworth. You know which one I'm talking about. With the fenders that are kind of long. And they're kind of roundish. And it's just hideous. It was like a pink color. And then there was this orange dump truck. Didn't have a hood on it in the picture. And the air cleaner was blue. And I'm like, no way. Like, this is like a sign from God. This is our dump truck. Basically. You know, and I was like, and it's the cheapest. The guy wanted $10,000 for him. I still remember to this day when I called the guy up. I was coming back from Ritzville, Washington, driving tanker. And I said, hey, man, so why is the dump truck so cheap? You know, what's wrong with it? What's good with it? And he's like, well, it ain't a show truck. And it's, you know, it's been flipped. And, you know, the box doesn't go up straight. And, you know, it needs a lot of work, is what he said. I'm like, okay, you know, well, is it roadworthy? And he's like, oh, yeah, I mean, it needs some stuff before it can be on the road. I'm like, okay, sweet. I get there, and I didn't have a clue what I was looking at. And I offered the guy, I said, $8,000 cash, that's the best I'm going to give you. And I'm walking out the door if you can't accept that. And he's like, well, I can't take 8. And then I said, okay, well, we're going to take off then. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I can do 8. And so he did 8. Yep, oddly here is all green and white. Green and white? That's a weird color combo. You like Strouser? They are all orange. You would like Strouser. It depends on what orange, Blake. Because there's some ugly oranges out there. Like, there's like the pale orange. Not feeling that at all. I like the burnt orange. It's more of like the reddish orange. You know, I'm all for that. If it's like the, you know, if it's like the slightly peachy orange, no, I don't dig that orange. Continental Paving here is all orange. They have 200 triaxles plus a ton of tractors with aluminum dumps. Red, black, and chrome. Yeah, buddy. See, orange, blue, and chrome is where it's at right there. It's bright orange. Yeah, as HI digit. I was going to start my own dump truck, but here in Indiana you have joined the union and can't start with one truck. What do you mean by that? In Indiana you have to be in a union. You don't have to be in any union, I don't think. I mean, I don't know what Indiana's like, but I mean, there's unions here, but I would never join one. I mean, the union guys think they're better than everybody. They think they're making more money than everybody. Maybe they are making more money, but no. I'm not paying dues to anybody. John Shelley, what did you get? What dump truck did I buy? I'm buying a 2020 567 Peterbilt with a, what's it, MS-13 PACCAR motor and 18-speed Eaton Fuller transmission in it. Speaking of chrome, when is the drop visor for the Peak coming? Large cars, once it's paid for, then we'll dress her up. But until it's paid for, it ain't getting no chrome on it unless it came from the factory with it. I mean, that's the way that's going down. Chrome don't pay the bills. You know what I mean? So, we're going to have to wait. Bunch of shovel holders in the union. Like one of Justin Sergil's trucks. Yeah, I mean, if you go back and you watch his truck that he gave me a shout out in a long time ago, that's basically what my truck looks like. Except for it's a super dump. Chrome don't get you home. Yeah, no it don't. I don't mind being a chrome cowboy though. I do like chrome. I'm not gonna lie. I am a big fan of the chrome stuff. I think it's cool, and I take pride in my ride. You know. Steel with sex appeal. That's funny, Christian. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, my dump truck's got to be orange and blue. I mean, so my buddy did. When we go to do the wrap, I get to have like 2 hours with the designer, and we're gonna figure out how we want to do it. You know, so I may do a live stream and ask your guys' opinions on that. I probably won't though, because I want it to be a surprise, and you guys will be able to see. You know. No, I didn't get an interest rate from BECU yet. I don't know if I want to do any loaning through them. They, I don't know. I don't do loans through BECU. Last time I tried to do that, they tried to get me on a super high rate, and I was like, not happening. My stuff might be ugly, but I'll guarantee it's clean and shining. What's up, man? I'm getting here late. Yeah, what's up, Jeff Reed? It's not about how fast you go, it's how good you look getting there. Exactly, dude. Exactly. And that's why I bought that 89, dude. I mean, it's not about how fast you get there. It's about getting there and looking good. You know, and same with the Detroit. I mean, it's not a race truck, but it looks good. So the news, there is no news on the dump truck yet. I still haven't heard a single word back from them, except for the fact that they're going to call somebody tomorrow and let me know what's up, hopefully. So that's where we're at with the news. So no news on the new dump truck, but no news is good news. I mean, they haven't said no, so they're still shopping rates, and they're going to get it figured out, apparently. So anyways, guys, it's getting kind of late here. It's 8:30. We've been on for almost 2 hours, so let's end the live stream. Thank you guys for coming and checking out the live stream. Hope the quarantine is going good where you guys are at. Hopefully nothing crazy is going on. Hopefully this blows over soon. Everybody keep, the country in your prayers. Make sure everything goes good and this blows over real quick and we get back to work as usual. That's what I'm hoping. Everything just goes back to norm. We go back to work as normal. That's what I'm hoping. So anyways, guys, don't forget to pound that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We have a lot of great content, as you can see. And I love interacting with you guys, the viewers. And the channel is growing leaps and bounds. We just hit 4,300 subscribers not too long ago. I can see us getting to 5,000 subscribers maybe in a month and a half. So we're going to do a giveaway when we hit 5,000 subscribers. We're probably going to give out 100 t-shirts and probably, 100 stickers or something. Maybe some tools. We'll see how this whole coronavirus thing goes. Maybe I won't be giving out any. Maybe I'll just be giving out one t-shirt, if we don't get any work. But I don't think that's the case. I think everything's going to go good. We're going to have a good turnout. We're going to get some stuff sent out. So, anyways, pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Share this on your social media site of preference. Later. Yeah, Jeff, I don't think the financing is going to get denied because all the crazy stuff. If anything, they're going to try and give it to me for free because they want somebody to do it. What's shaking, dude? Not much, J-Bo. No news yet. Tomorrow, we're supposed to hear back from the guys. So, I'm expecting a call tomorrow. And that's also when I'm going to do my taxes. So, I'll let you know how that goes. I'll catch up with you on that. While others are buying Lysol and TP, I'm buying 40 and 556. J-Bo, I would not be telling everybody what you're buying. I mean, the government's watching this. I'm just teasing you. Keep on trucking, guys. No one wants your shirt till... What do you even mean by that? The Q sign. Yeah, gotta get ready for work now myself. See you later, bro. Good point. You still on from before? Damn, I'm missing a killer live stream, bro.
Yeah, I mean it was decent.
J Mac Daddy, we had we had a good conversation going, pretty good. Heck yeah, man. When we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna be giving out at least probably 100 of them. So we'll be doing a live stream when we hit 5,000 subscribers, and you're gonna have to be subscribed to the channel. You're gonna have to somehow message me on Messenger or my email, your address and your shirt size, you know, all that stuff. Hell yeah, dude. Well, shoot me an email and I'll send you one now, and then when I go to give out the 100, I'll give you another one. So yeah, just shoot me an email, vanduyndt@gmail.com. Yeah, heck yeah, man. I mean, I've sent shirts all over the world now. Like, I got a buddy in Ireland, Mark Mackay. You know, he's got one. So, you know, I send them everywhere. It don't matter where you live, you know. Yeah, we're building the movement. I mean, yeah, I'll send them out there. I mean, I think it cost me like $50 to send it to Mark over there in Ireland or Scotland. I think it was Scotland. He might have been in Ireland when I sent it to him. I can't remember. But, yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid to send something over there. If you're a viewer and you watch the channel and you know, are there, heck yeah, man, I'll send you one. Gotta send out some love. Yep. Alright, guys. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'll catch you guys on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a good night. And wash your hands after you go pee.